loneliness. We all know it. That hollow feeling deep inside. It's a universal experience touching every soul at some point in life. Whether you're surrounded by people or truly alone, the ache of loneliness can creep in, uninvited and persistent. Like a weight on your chest, it pulls you down. You feel alone and disconnected. The world around you continues to move, but you feel stuck, as if in a bubble that separates you from everyone else. The silence can be deafening, the solitude overwhelming. It whispers doubts, makes you question your worth. You start to wonder if anyone truly cares, if your presence matters. The mind becomes a battleground, where negative thoughts wage war against your sense of self. But there is hope. There is always hope. You are not alone in this. The Bible speaks of loneliness. It acknowledges the pain and the struggle, offering words of comfort and assurance. Through its pages, we find stories of individuals who face the same feelings, who walk the same lonely paths. It offers comfort and guidance. We see it in the lives of biblical figures. Their stories are not just ancient tales, but reflections of our own experiences. They remind us that loneliness is not a sign of weakness, but a part of the human condition. David, a man after God's own heart, experienced seasons of profound loneliness. Despite his close relationship with God, he often felt abandoned and isolated. His psalms are filled with cries for help, for connection, for relief from the crushing weight of solitude. He poured out his heart in the psalms. His words resonate with our own struggles. "Why are you downcast, O my soul? Why so disturbed within me?" he wrote. These words, penned thousands of years ago, still echo the sentiments of our hearts today. We find solace knowing that even heroes of faith faced this challenge. Their stories give us permission to feel, to grieve, to seek comfort. They remind us that we are not alone in our loneliness. We are part of a larger story, one where every emotion, every struggle has its place and purpose. In these moments of solitude, we can turn to the scriptures for solace. The Bible is not just a book of rules, but a source of comfort, a companion in our darkest hours. It speaks to the depths of our pain and offers a hand to hold, a light to guide us through the darkness. Remember, loneliness is not a permanent state. It is a season, a chapter in the story of our lives. And like all seasons, it will pass. The dawn will break, bringing with it new hope, new connections, and a renewed sense of purpose. Hold on to that hope and let it carry you through. Reach out, connect, and remember that you are never truly alone. There is a community, a family of faith, ready to walk with you, to share your burdens, and to remind you of your worth. Together, we can overcome the ache of loneliness and find joy in the journey.
God created us for connection. He designed us to thrive in relationships. From the very beginning, He saw that it was not good for man to be alone. We are inherently social beings, meant to share our lives, our joys, and our sorrows with others. This divine design is evident in the way we seek companionship, the way we form communities, and the way we find fulfillment in the presence of others, with Him and with others. He knows the pain of isolation. He understands the deep ache of loneliness that can sometimes overwhelm us. In those moments when we feel disconnected and alone, it is important to remember that God is always with us. He is the ultimate companion, the one who never leaves our side, even in our darkest hours. He sees your tears. He hears your silent cries. Every tear that falls, every sigh that escapes your lips, He is aware of it all. He is not a distant observer, but a compassionate presence who feels your pain and shares in your suffering. When words fail and all that remains are silent cries, know that God is listening, and He is moved by your plight. The Bible tells us that God is close to the brokenhearted. He is a refuge for the lonely. In times of despair, when the weight of the world seems too heavy to bear, God offers a sanctuary. He is a safe haven where we can find rest and comfort. His presence is a balm for our wounded hearts, a source of strength and hope. Psalm 34:18 says, "The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." These words are a powerful reminder of God's unwavering love and support. They assure us that no matter how broken we feel, God is there to lift us up, to heal our wounds, and to restore our spirits. His nearness is a constant source of comfort and reassurance. These words offer immense comfort. They remind us that we are never truly alone. In the midst of our struggles, we can find peace in the knowledge that God is with us. His love surrounds us. His presence fills the void, and His grace sustains us. No matter what we face, we can take solace in the fact that we are held in the loving embrace of our Creator. Let these truths sink deep into your heart and bring you the comfort and peace that only God can provide.
When loneliness grips you, reach out. Talk to a trusted friend, family member, or counselor. Sharing your feelings can lighten the burden. It reminds you that you are loved. You are not a burden. Remember the story of Elijah? He felt alone and defeated. God sent an angel to care for him. Sometimes God sends human angels into our lives. Don't be afraid to accept their help.
Prayer is a lifeline. It's a direct line to God. Pour out your heart to Him. Share your fears, your doubts, your loneliness. He listens, He cares, He understands. Psalm 62:8 says, "Trust in Him at all times, O people. Pour out your heart before Him. God is a refuge for us." When you feel alone, remember these words. God is your refuge. He is always there for you.
We are created for community. We need each other. From the very beginning, humans have thrived in groups, relying on one another for survival, companionship, and growth. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to feel isolated, but the truth remains that we are inherently social beings. It's important to find a church, a support group, or a club where you can connect with others who share your interests. These places provide a sense of belonging and a network of support that can be invaluable in times of need. Whether it's a book club, a sports team, or a volunteer organization, being part of a community helps us feel connected and valued. Hebrews 10, verses 24 to 25 encourages us. And let us consider how we may stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another. This passage highlights the importance of coming together, not just for our own benefit, but to uplift and inspire those around us. These gatherings offer support and encouragement. They provide a safe space where we can share our joys and struggles, knowing that we are not alone. In these moments, we find strength in the collective, drawing from the experiences and wisdom of others. They remind us that we belong. In a world that often emphasizes individual achievement, it's crucial to remember the power of community. Together we can achieve more, support each other through challenges, and celebrate our successes. Finding and nurturing these connections can lead to a more fulfilling and enriched life.
When you focus on others, you shift your perspective. Look for ways to serve in your community. Whether it's volunteering your time or talents, it can make a huge difference. Galatians 6 verse 2 reminds us, "Bear one another's burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ." When we help others, we not only experience joy, but we also realize that we have something valuable to offer.
Focusing on gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to loneliness. Take time each day to count your blessings, write them down, reflect on them. Philippians 4 verse 8 tells us to think about things that are true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, and praiseworthy. Focusing on these things shifts our mindset. It helps us see the good in our lives.
Embracing solitude. Solitude is not the same as loneliness. It can be a time for reflection, growth, and renewal. Spend time in nature. Read a book. Listen to music. Psalm 46 verse 10 reminds us, "Be still and know that I am God." In the quiet moments, we can connect with God more deeply. We can find peace and contentment.
Trusting in God's timing. If you're single, trust God's timing for a spouse. He knows your heart. He has a plan for your life. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1 reminds us, "For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven." God's timing is perfect. He will bring the right people into your life at the right time. Never truly alone. Remember, you are never truly alone. God is always with you. He loves you unconditionally. He wants the best for you. Deuteronomy 31 verse 6 says, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." Cling to these words. Let them fill you with hope and strength.